Comparison is the thief of joy. Let's talk about it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Isabella, and if this isn't your first time here, thanks so much for joining me again. I'm really excited about this topic. And if this is your first time here, hi, thanks so much for joining. Basically what I do here on this channel is share some of my writing in the description below, but talk about topics that are really meaningful to me, things that I'm truly passionate about. I started this channel to kind of document how I change as a person over time as I leave my teenage years. I'm turning 20 on December 7th, so I kind of wanted to see what it would be like to go from the summer, my last summer as a teenager, to being in my 20s. So, where I am right now, just for some background information, I'm studying abroad in Italy. This is my dorm behind me. I'm gonna be here for 4 months total, and I am a little bit more than halfway through this experience, and I've already grown and changed a lot as a person. So today, I wanted to talk about the concept of comparison being the thief of joy. Now, this is a quote that you've probably heard hundreds of times in your life, maybe even more than that. And it is really true. And unfortunately, and fortunately, comparison is something that as human beings, it is within us to do. It is something that we are designed to do. We're designed to do this for survival purposes, to compare ourselves to other human beings to make sure that they're not a threat, or to see if we could be living our lives better, to get the same advancements as them, or be as successful in reproducing or in career things, money-wise, territory, whatever. Comparison is essential to survival. So let me look at you and tell you right now, don't feel bad about comparing yourself to other people. You are literally designed to do it. At the end of the day, we are still all animals, as much as we try to separate ourselves from that fact. We are animals. And that is just something that we are simply designed to do. So don't beat yourself up. And just because you watch this video, or you may watch other videos about comparison, doesn't mean that you'll ever completely stop comparing yourself. That's impossible. You will never 100% not compare yourself to other people. However, I think that it's important to address the fact that comparison can be a good thing sometimes. You could fall into some extremely unhealthy habits in your life and believe that it's normal until you make friends and you see, wow, this behavior isn't normal. Not showering for weeks at a time and laying in bed and not eating is not normal behavior. Not being able to physically take care of myself and being stuck on my phone all day instead of walking outside and getting fresh air is not normal. Eating really unhealthy foods and poisoning my body with like sugary drinks and things like that is not healthy. Being in a relationship where my partner physically abuses me, emotionally abuses me, financially abuses me is not normal, and it's not healthy. So we need those essential comparisons, whether that's through media like movies, social media, even music. Music can be a really interesting tool when it comes to comparing our lives to someone else's, but also in our relationships, in our parents' relationships. You know, a lot of people often pursue partners that are similar to the relationship dynamic of their parents, and it's really interesting fact to think about. And I think comparison does have its benefits. I think we can model what not to do and also what to do in our lives. But now the negative side, which I know that that's really what you clicked on this video for, the negative side of comparison. Something that I have had to repeat to myself many times, especially over the months of being in a foreign country where it feels like everyone is traveling all the time and I'm the only one that's not traveling as frequently as everyone else, or spending money on clothes, or spending money on going to the club, or things like that, is that there will always be someone doing better than you and more than you, just like there will always be someone doing less and someone doing worse than you. So that's something that I've kind of had to realize, is that as human beings, we want to pursue whatever our dreams are. But sometimes we can, go up to other people or see what other people are doing and feel like that we're not fulfilling what we're supposed to fulfill. We're not doing the things we're supposed to be doing because we see, oh, everyone on my For You page is traveling to Japan. Well, I'm not traveling to Japan, so their life must be so much better than mine. And that's just simply not the case. Social media especially, which of course is the devil and what everything comes back to mainly that I talk about on this channel, Social media will have you pursuing things, buying things that you don't even really want, but you want them because they tell you that you want them. It's a really interesting concept I've come to terms with lately, especially with the explosion of affiliate marketing in this world. All the things that you're seeing, you may not even want those things. You may just be told that you want those things. Maybe you don't want to start a digital marketing business, but you're told that you want to start it. So now you feel pressure and feel left out by all the people that are going ahead and taking that step to start those businesses or buy those clothes or go on those trips. Social media is such a small, ridiculously small percentage of reality, okay? When I say, I mean that it is literally probably 0.5% of that person's life. I can tell you that in my personal experience. The days that I posted certain things were also days where I felt like I couldn't live anymore, or I got into a serious fight with my parents and I just wanted to run away, or there were times where I posted something of myself where I just think, oh my God, this is so disgusting. I look so hideous. But in the caption, I'm telling you that I feel confident. Social media is so small. Please, please, please do not compare yourself to someone's social media. You have no idea what that person has been through. You have no idea what they had to sacrifice or what they had to do to get to where they are to post that. I think a big misconception about travel influencers is that they're constantly traveling all over the place all the time. This is not true. As someone who started this summer, in addition to this YouTube channel, I also started a kind of like Bookstagram, just something to kind of build a platform for my writing. And I learned a lot about content creation and creating things myself. What I would do is I would live my life every day, make content when I felt like it, and when I saw something beautiful, I would record a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds. I have an entire album on my phone. As a matter of fact, I can show you. I have an album on my phone. I know it's backwards, but it says B-roll for book account. That I put every video that I think is aesthetic enough from any time in my life, put it in that album, and then whenever I need content and I'm bored, I can pick a video from a church in Italy or from a bar in Scotland, and I can put a caption on it, add a sound, and then post it. So the person watching may think that I posted that from Scotland, that I posted that from Italy, but they don't know that it's from a year ago, 5 years ago, from 2 weeks ago. Travel influencers are really common in doing this. They'll take tons of content videos, and then as months go by, when they have days where they're lacking inspiration or they're not on a trip, they can use their old content and repurpose it as a new video. So that's something that I really wish people would have told me when I started content creation, because before you hit like 10,000 followers or, maybe even 100,000, the brand deals and, the sponsored trips aren't going to come like that. Obviously, like before that, you reach that benchmark, you're really just kind of working hard and creating your platform and creating a platform that you would want to consume. So don't let all of those people fool you. I can tell you right now that all of the trips that I've been on while being here, I'm very lucky that I have such a supportive family, were completely funded by my parents. But most people won't tell you that on social media. People will not tell you that their parents are the ones that are helping fund all those incredible places that they're going to. I'm not ashamed of that fact because I'm very grateful for the life that I live. But when you're trying to become a content creator, it's not exactly a great thing to push it out there that your rent is being paid for by someone else, because they want you to believe that they've earned this lifestyle and it's so effortless for them, and you can do it too if you buy their course for $200. Of course they want you to think that the lifestyle is easy, and they want you to think that they have the secrets to getting that lifestyle. So please, specifically when it comes to travel things, career things, please do not be fooled by social media. Remember the source, consider the motive. They are trying to sell you something. If there is a course link in their bio, 99.9% of the time you can discredit most of what they're trying to tell you, because remember the source, consider the motive. They are trying to sell you something. There are so many incredible free resources out there in the world that you can use to learn about the things you want to learn about. You want to learn pottery? Okay, you don't have to buy Sarah's Yogi pottery making course that she probably made on Canva in 20 minutes. There are books in libraries that you can go and sit and read. There's free YouTube channels you can watch. There are free events in your community that you can most likely attend. There are other resources that we are abandoning in this world because now all of a sudden with the new digital age, everyone is a salesman. And I'm telling you, just because they're telling you that you need it and that you want it, doesn't mean that you actually do, okay? Your time is worth more than that. There's a really great little sequence of Bo Burnham delivering an incredible quote about how we have conquered all the land of Earth, right? There's no more land to conquer, no more territory to take over economically. So what is the new way to conquer? What is the new currency? And that is your time and attention. These apps are specifically designed to make you feel left out so that you keep scrolling through the content to see what it is you're missing, so that you click the link in the bio and you purchase the course or you purchase the product, because then maybe you'll feel like you are doing something. Maybe you'll feel like you are taking a step towards your dream because now you're more closely aligned with the people that are creating content in that area. Social media wants to take away every second you have. It wants to take your time and just harvest it. Harvest all the data and everything you've ever thought of so that you are constantly comparing yourself. Because if you're not comparing yourself to other people, how are they going to get you to buy the product? How does social media work if it's not constantly growing and gaining new users? How do they talk to the investors in the stock meetings that they have about social media if you're not feeling insecure? Think about all of the industries in the world. I just want you to take a second to think about every person you walk by that you compare yourself to. Every person on your phone that you compare yourself to. Maybe someone even that you love, that you're close with, that you compare yourself to. Oh my gosh, there's like a bug in here. Sorry, I can show you. I have a beautiful view out my window. And so I have my windows open because I wanted to get some fresh air and I can hear the birds from here. So think about everyone you compare yourself to. You don't know what people have been through to get where they are. You don't know the horrible decisions they may have had to make to get where they are. No one is ahead of you. It's not a race. Your only competition is yourself. You are on your own separate path. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to healthily is yourself. Because, like I said in the beginning, there is always going to be someone doing better than you. But you need to humble yourself and realize there is always going to be someone doing worse than you. Think about it this way. There's a billionaire and he's in a private jet. And he's complaining because he just wants to be at his destination already. But then there's a millionaire in a public plane who's sitting in first class who thinks to himself, man, I really just want a private plane. And then there's a regular businessman in a regular seat on the plane saying, man, I really wish I could just sit in first class and experience that. Then there's an even lower working class person saying to themselves, man, I wish I didn't have to drive 24 hours to get here. I wish I could afford to take a flight. Then there's someone sitting there saying, I really wish I could afford a car. And then someone says, you know, I really wish I could afford to take the bus. And then someone else says, gosh, I really wish I didn't have to walk to work every day. And then there's a man or a woman, any person, sitting in a wheelchair who would give up everything in their life to be able to walk again. You have to remember what you do have. In a world that wants you to compare yourself and feel like less than, gratitude is the key to being happy. Think about all of the beautiful little things, the smallest things that you do have. Let's take a second to think about that. Start your day thinking about that, and you'll realize just how damn lucky you are to be on this planet right now. I'm getting emotional even thinking about it. Think about the fact that you have air to breathe. There are some countries that have pollution that is so severe they don't have clean air to breathe. There are war zones in countries where there's so much rubble and smog and dust that there is no clean air to breathe. They have to wear masks, or they have to protect themselves, or other devices. Maybe the fact that you have healthy limbs that carry you somewhere. And maybe if you don't, if you are disabled or you are in a wheelchair or something like that, the fact that you're still here, that you're making it through whatever you're going through, that you're persevering, that you're choosing to live a happy, balanced life. What about the people in your life who care about you? The ones who love you, the real ones who check on you? What about for yourself? Forgetting yourself through everything that you've been through and continuing to push forward in a world that is so scary and chaotic and unpredictable. There are so many beautiful little things that you experience every day, and if we just put a little bit more focus on that instead of what we don't have, then the people you see on social media don't seem that important. I'll give you an example. One of my roommates here in Italy, she has gone to a different country every single weekend since we've been here, okay? Traveling, like, beautifully, ornately, just really going all out, right? Shopping, buying so many clothes. And I'm not someone that usually invests money in clothes, so whenever I see someone that's well dressed, I do get a little bit envious because I do wish that I spent more time allocating my wardrobe properly. So I was talking with her at dinner one night, and I said, you know, how do you do it? How do you spend all that money? How did you get all that money? And then she told me, well, my father died 4 years ago. And the inheritance he left me is how I'm funding these trips. Because I know that he would want me to travel and experience the world just like he did before he passed away in a freak accident. That quote, what she said, struck me right in the chest. Because I'm willing to bet that all of those Instagram photos and all of those clothes and all of those trips don't make up for the fact that her dad is gone. I will bet all of my money that she would sacrifice all of that money to get her dad back any day of the week. So I just wanted to say that as proof that you have no idea what someone has been through. You don't know what they've given up, who they've sacrificed, who they've lost to get to where they are. It is not a race. You are not in competition with anyone else. Social media and society in general wants you to believe that because then they can get you to work longer hours. They can get you to buy more of their products because you're sending a statement through social media. Comparison is the thief of joy. The more that you compare your journey to other people's, the less satisfied you will feel. And I think you know that. I think you do know that deep down. I think when you clicked on this video, you knew what I was going to say, because we've all heard it a million times. But we want to connect. We want to experience. We want to see. I know that I never would have learned about a bunch of incredible opportunities I've had if I didn't find them on social media. Social media can be great, just like I said, comparison can be great, but it's about balance and moderation and using these inventions properly. Don't let the government win. Don't let society win in making you feel less than. Because you were designed exactly as you are for a reason. And take this from a girl who has severely struggled with her self-image, her body image, self-esteem, pretty much my whole life. I promise you, you have always been enough. Okay? Don't let them convince you that Botox will fix you. There's nothing to fix, babe. You're not broken. You're not broken. You're not broken. Don't let social media convince you that you are. Don't let any of your peers convince you that you are. You are good enough the way that you are. and you are allowed to work on yourself to certain capacities, of course. I wouldn't be filming this video if I didn't believe in that. You are allowed to strive for better, do better, to focus on your goals, to take better care of yourself. But don't let them trick you into thinking that you need their products to do it, or that you need to look like a certain person, or have a certain wardrobe, or live a certain way. Because let me tell you, you sitting in bed and comparing yourself to those other people that you're seeing on social media is not going to fix it. Sitting there and watching other people's lives, other people living lives that you wish you were living, is not going to make you go out and live them. So my advice to you is to sit down, get a journal, a piece of paper. What do you want? What do you really want? Cut out all of the things that social media told you you want. Think about you. Take a few deep breaths, get in touch with you for a minute, and ask yourself, what do I want? And when you get those answers, you'll realize none of them came from social media. They've been within you all along. They're there. They're there. All of that potential, those goals, those dreams, babe, they're right there, okay? You have everything you need to succeed in this life. You don't need the courses. You don't need the mentorships. You don't need the workshops. You don't need to buy the products. You don't need to be someone else. You just need to be yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people, because none of us are the same. They want you to think that they are perfect. They want you to think that they're doing better than you. But that girl who has that body type you have, guess what? She just got diagnosed with anorexia. That girl who gets to pull all those guys, she was sexually assaulted as a child and feels that the only way she can survive is by having sexual validation so that she can get her power back. You want to be as smart as that student in one of your classes. He gets 100s on every single exam, but he has no friends. He stays home and studies because he doesn't know what else to do. No one's inviting him to do anything else. He feels like the only thing he can control is his grades. You don't know what people have been through. It is all of us, everyone here's first time through life. So let me ask you something. If you're worried about people judging you or comparing themselves to you, think about it for a second. Think about your mind, your brain, everything that you're consumed with thinking about on a daily basis, okay? Think about all the people that you're not thinking about. Everyone is so wrapped up and consumed with themselves, I promise they are not thinking about you. They're not judging you. But the world and the industries and corporate wants you to believe that they are. Because how else are you going to buy the products? You have always been good enough, okay? Comparison is the thief of joy, but gratitude is the bringer of joy. I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but you get my point. Sit down every day and think about all the things you were lucky to have. Like right now, I can hear the birds outside my window. I'm lucky enough to have working ears that can hear that. I'm lucky to be in a country where that is close enough that I can hear it. I am lucky enough to have roommates who care about me and who liked spending time with me. I'm lucky enough to have eyes that can read, that can consume, and flip page after page, and an imagination that's strong enough to imagine all the worlds attached to those pages. I am lucky enough to have two loving parents who support my every endeavor. I am lucky enough to live in a world where October, November, and December exists, and September. Those are my favorite months. I'm lucky enough to have friends who care about me genuinely. And even if as I'm listing these things, if you don't have those things, just because you may not have those things doesn't mean you have nothing. Because at the end of the day, if you strip away all of the material goods, all of the insecurities you have about yourself, so when you peel away all of that and all the people that you think matter that don't actually matter, you're left with yourself. So even if they take away everything from you until you're naked and bare and have no connections, you still have something, okay? You still have yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't let comparison steal you. Thank you very much for joining today, guys. I know today was a little bit of a longer video, but I really feel passionate about this topic, and I hope that you feel that I covered enough ground, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. So thanks so much for tuning in today, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Don't forget to check out my poetry books in the description down below. I have In These Four Walls on Amazon, which is about my experiences as a high schooler from freshman year to senior year, so I highly recommend if that's the phase of your life you're going through right now. And then I also have my new release, which just came out a few weeks ago. It's called 19 Wishes Before 20, and it's 100 poems worth of all the experiences, all the beautiful and tragic things I've experienced between the ages of 19 and 20. So definitely check those out. I would really appreciate your guys' support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.